Scene. Hey, welcome back once again to God's Union Marriage Ministry YouTube channel, GUMM TC. I'm your host, that's your host, I'm Eldridge, and that's Zena. We're the Henrys. Today we're going to talk about money, 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 money. Make it rain. My bad. So today's topic is money talks.
Exactly.
BS walks. What you gonna do about that? So today my wife wanted us to talk about exactly how our money plays a role in our marriages and relationships. So baby, what do you have to talk about on today?
Well, I want to talk to the single people again, as well as the married folks. But
this is for everybody.
Yes, everybody today. Even though these are some conversations that you should be having before you get married, money is a very touchy subject. Most people don't want to talk about it. No. So we want to just give you a few helpful hints on how you can talk about money with your significant other or with your spouse. And so we should we're going to start off by telling you that you should talk with your spouse or your significant other about how funds are going to be spent or what funds are going to be spent on after you're married and how you're going to deal with money. We suggest that you have one account because you are building a relationship of unity with your spouse and
Oneness.
You become one. Genesis 2:24. The two shall become one. And you can't necessarily become one if you have two separate accounts. I know a lot of you are probably going to disagree with me on that. And that's okay. But me and Elle have joint accounts. We've had a joint account since before we were married, ever since we decided to get married. I had a bank account at NBC, which is now SunTrust. He had an account at Teachers Credit Union, and so I put him on my account, and he put me on his account. And we still have those two accounts today, and we're both on those two accounts. So.
Now, but you're saying y'all still got two separate accounts. But listen, this is how it works in our home. SunTrust is very close to my job, so I go there, deposit my check. She worked for the school system, direct deposit, bam. That's how it works. We pay bills together. She pays the bills. I just get told, baby, I paid the bills, and I'm like, God is so good. And that works for us. So we want to make sure that you understand, how can I trust you, my significant other, or my spouse, with my life, to pray for me, to cherish me, to uphold me when I'm down, lift me up, prop me up, let God guide you to guide me. But yet, we can't have that together stuff with that money. I got to have my money, he got to have his, or she has to have hers, and I have mine. That's really, really a bad premise to start a relationship on. Exactly. I don't care what your mama and your auntie and them did. That doesn't make it right. Your uncle had 4 or 5 girlfriends on the side. Come on.
Yeah, exactly. And again, we know this is a touchy topic.
Yes.
That's why we want to kind of give you some points and kind of give you some examples of what we're actually doing and have been doing for almost 19 years, and it's worked for us perfectly. So the first thing that we want to talk to you about how to spend your money is with tithing. Again, we are coming to you from a Christian point of view. And so we do believe in tithing. Me and Elle have been tithing since before we were married, and we have continued to tithe today. And the Bible, we just want to reference 2 scripture verses from the Bible, and that is Malachi 3, verses 8 through 12.
Bam.
And you can
bring ye all the tithes into the storehouse.
Read the rest of it when you get a chance.
Yes.
And then Leviticus in the Old Testament, 27 verses 30 through 34, tells you about how all of you're supposed to bring the first fruits to God, and that it belongs to Him. It's not something that we're actually sharing with Him, but it is actually something we owe to Him.
Yes.
And you can never pay God enough, so we talk about tithing as number 1. And tithing simply says that you're just going to give 10% of all of the funds that you make. And me and Elle, again, have been doing this since before we got married, and we continue to do this today. Actually, we probably give a little bit more than 10%. Yes. Because, again, we can't pay God enough, and we haven't missed the money. It doesn't matter if we had a better job when I was teaching with the school system, or even now that I'm working part-time, I continue to give 10% of whatever amount it is that I have.
Yeah. Now, I want to also speak to the fact that the tithing, when you do it as a family, it blesses the entire family.
Exactly.
So don't miss out on blessings because of your disobedience, because it's not optional. It is commanded by us, to us, from God, to make sure that we tithe. Once again, my wife said, It is a debt that we owe.
Exactly. And then number 2 with spending your money is how are you going to save? So you and your spouse need to talk about ways in which you can save money out of every check so that you can build a savings. And that can be whether you decide on $10, $5, $20, however it is, whatever the amount is, there needs to be something that is going to savings with every check. Now, you may be saying, well, once I give my tithes and once I pay bills, it may be hard for us to save. And I understand because it has been neglected a little bit in our household since our funds have shifted. But I do try to keep in mind that we do have a savings account, and I do try to put funds in there, even if it's as little as just $1. You need to put something away for savings for a rainy day.
Those dollars add up. Please keep that in mind. Dollars do add up. The thing about saving is that rainy days come.
Exactly.
Hard times come. So you want to have a little something. Even if you have to, 1 week out of the month, we decide we will not go out that week. We normally go out and we spend maybe $30 per outing, which is not a lot of money. So that's $60 on that week. We normally go out twice. That $60 a month adds up at the end of the year. That's a big thing. That's $720.
Yeah.
Think about it, you all.
That you've saved. Yeah. All right. And then the third thing is how we're going to spend our money.
Not at the strip club!
Exactly. No, not at the strip club. So you want to maybe decide between you and your spouse or significant other how you're going to spend money after the bills have been paid. Of course, I would hope that you're not talking about we're going to go shopping or go take a trip or whatever before you've paid your bills. So we want to make sure all bills are paid first. And then decide how are we going to spend money. Are we going to have an allowance that we are able to shop or spend or whatever? And so before I get to spending, let me talk about the bills for just a second. Decide how are you going to pay bills. Elle told you that I'm the one who handles all of the bill paying. But maybe in your household you want to make that decision together where one of you writes the check, the other one signs it, or maybe you just do the bills together. So make sure you make that decision together. This is what works for me and Elle and has worked for almost 19 years. So just kind of decide how you're going to do it in your household.
Makes sense to me, baby.
And then as far as spending, did you want to add something?
I was going to just say, do it together. It's another thing we've talked about before. Sharing the responsibilities of keeping the household together. Oneness. Doing it together. Oneness.
Yes. And then as far as spending, me and Elle feel it is very important that we talk to each other about everything that we're spending. So again, this is what is working for us. I would hate for my husband to go out and buy a $20,000 car and come home and be like, babe, I bought a new car.
Ta-da!
Yeah, that's not going to work in our household.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem.
Neither is it going to work if I go to the mall and spend $100 on a pair of shoes, unless we've consulted with each other first. And again, this is what works in our household. There's no way that I even go to the grocery store without telling my husband that I'm going to the grocery store. And then when I leave, I say, honey, I spent such and such at the grocery store, or I spent such and such at Walmart, or I bought this. I want to keep Elle informed as well as he's keeping me informed. We keep each other informed of our finances so that both of us know what is going on with the finances in the home. When he gets gas, he tells me, honey, I'm going to get gas. And it's important because since I'm the one that's keeping the books, it's important that I know what's coming out of the account because if I've paid a major bill and he spends...
Like the mortgage?
Yes, and he spends money on gas and maybe we didn't have enough to cover both. And so I need to know that so I can say, hey, well, don't get a full tank in your Suburban. Just get $20 worth of gas. And so I think it's important that you have these talks with your significant other or your spouse about how we're going to spend. A couple that we know, they each have a credit card and their limit is $200. So they can spend $200 without telling each other. And that is if they wanted to get a gift for one another without the other person knowing it, they have that limit that they've set for themselves. Your limit may be, you may want to discuss with your spouse, what is your limit? You may say, my limit is $50. We can spend up to $50 without telling each other, but if we go over $50, we need to let each other know. For me and Elle, our limit is $0. We tell each other what money we're spending, period. It doesn't matter if it's $2 or $5. We let each other know because that's just the relationship that we have.
Right. Now, let me talk to my men folk. A lot of you think that the macho thing is, I'm a man. I ain't going to tell that woman nothing. Bull.
Do that again.
I'm a man. I ain't got to tell that woman nothing. Quit playing. What happens is this though. When you decide to be in a relationship, married, and you are one, everything matters. Everything counts. It's not belittling. It ain't making you small. It's making you more mature and more responsible because you have a household that you are responsible for. Remember, the men are the heads of the household.
Exactly.
Now, what does it look like for you to be financially irresponsible? What does that do for your household? You're jacking it up because you want to be the man. So stop. So I implore my men to sit down with their wives and talk about funds. If you make the most money, a lot of times I wasn't making the most money. Zena was. We still did everything together. It does not matter.
Exactly.
It's the way you lead.
Yes.
Now, what does that look like in reference? If we have bills that are being paid, and you go out and go get all this new fishing gear, and she doesn't know about it, and yet she's paying bills, or say your wife and you have separate accounts, which is jacked up, and she falls short, she should be able to come to you about things, and you cover the difference because that's your wife, that's your helpmeet, that's your boo thing. You don't have these problems when you're one, and when you're communicating, things are so much easier. But keep those things in mind, and maybe you'll come on around one day to this side of having the oneness. We deal with a lot of couples that don't yet. We implore you all to become one in your finances and your relationships.
In every area.
Every area of your marriage.
Yes.
That's what it's all about, being one. You can't have, I think it was something I read one time about having a dual mind. And that's kind of crazy. You can't be, I'm one with my spouse on this regard,
yes,
but not on this regard. Once again, you came before a minister, you did your vows,
yes,
you became one, but you, sickness or health, better or worse, rich or poor, but that doesn't count when it comes to your finances. Rich or poor is directly about finances. Become one. The other thing we did leave out was that if there's someone in the family who has issues, drinking, drugs,
exactly,
gambling,
yes,
that will be a cause to have separation. That's about it.
Yeah.
So if they're not financially responsible, I understand them not being a big factor in the books. You got to keep a tighter rein on things. But please do everything you can. This has been a Money Talks discussion. Hey, we want to make sure that you all stay focused. Keep God in the center of your marriage. Baby, you got anything in closing?
I think that's it.
We did it! Money Talks. BS Walks. We out. Have a blessed one. See you next time on Gummy TC. Subscribe below. Leave a comment below. Like the video. Below video. That rhyme. Give me sugar. I'm out. Y'all take care. Have a blessed day.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Show them your socks. Oh, my socks.
CJ said, show me your socks.
Socks.
I don't think they can see.
Can you see the blue socks?
I don't want you to lift your foot up. You might
Hold
fall.
on. See the socks?
No,
Hold on. Wait a
I
minute.
don't think they can see. Oh, wow, we're going to fall.
Hold on. Watch camera.
Don't be
Socks.
showing my skirt.
Oh, you see? Oh, hell, this ain't working. Hold on. Wait a minute. I got the camera on the tripod.
Oh, wow.
Look at them socks. Them, is it on the video, baby?
Oh, yeah.
Socks. Look at them socks.
Is.
Them blue suede shoes.
I say, oh, what's that up?
I moved it up. That light is bright as hell.
We need light. Give us light.
How do I look?
You look nice.
Do I look nice?
Yeah. Turn your chair kind of, yeah. So we can kind of be, like, looking at each other.
Like that? You look cool?
Yeah. Look into my eyes.
How you scratch me?
Sorry. Why I keep saying I scratched you?
You just went with your
I
nail.
wasn't trying to.
I'm sensitive here. She didn't know.
Keep in mind I'm an artist.
And I'm sensitive about my... What?
He said he's not done vacuuming.
Hi, welcome to Gummy TC. God's Union, YouTube,
He said
marriage.
I'm not done. He's up.
I know.
I'm not
I know,
done.
son. I know.
What else you got to vacuum? Ooh.
Oh.
I think we're off-centered. Don't harm me. I think we're off-centered some, baby. You need to move the camera over just a little bit. What was that?
What's good? There we go. So I got a little more arm.
Okay. Is the lighting good?
Good as it's gonna get this whack little set up.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I'm just being real, player.
But don't you think we should focus the light this way?
No, we just need light to make sure we got ambient lighting. We got light colored walls, nice reflection, we're good.
Okay.
And any problems with lighting the last 2 or 3 meetings? Videos. I got more wall over there.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm like, we're off centered.
You
It's not
off-centered.
this. I think we need the camera. We need to bring the camera over. Because it's like completely off. Nothing. We're trying to get cameraing stuff right.
No, they're just.
Hush, little boy. Hush, little boy.
Quit moving me forward. I'll be all up in the camera.
Yeah, I want you to be
I don't want them to see my nostril hairs.
They can't see your nostril
You
hairs.
keep screwing me close to this camera. Yeah, that's a Nikon, girl. I got action.
What?
Got a good camera. I wish I could see my sexy socks. See? Nope, that didn't work.
CJ, really? Are you done? What kind of
What kind of noise? But are you going to vacuum? Okay, we need to start because we don't have a lot of time. Don't say another word. Quit playing with me, boy. I got my mic outside. They can't see him. I'll show them in the bloopers. In my blue suede shoes.
I still feel like the lighting is off.
We're not going to worry about that. The lighting is perfect.
No, we are going to worry about it.
Oh, little thick thing. Now it's shining in your face.
Okay.
We need to get a whiter light, not that yellow halogen style bulb. Invest in an LED, okay? 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. We are God's union. Let's have some fun. Are you ready, dear, to begin this process? We're going to encourage others to make their marriage the best.
I feel like a puppet.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1. We are God's union.
You got hair on your glasses. Okay.
You got hair on your head.
All right. Okay, we're ready.
1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1.
We're getting ready to
about
CJ. What?
With the candle lighter.
It don't work.
We got more than
we
one.
forgot to get one. We got one upstairs. Okay, CJ, we got to do our video.
We're about to start for real, so no more disturbances.
Okay. All right. Stop tapping my feet.
Yes. I gotta make sure I'm not that. And